Welcome to the official channel of Sheikh Hamdan's fans. Here, we don't just share royal updates. We tell stories that echo through the hearts of those who've experienced love, loss, and the complex emotions in between. Today, we bring you a profoundly emotional translation and reflection of a poem Sheikh Hamdan shared on his Instagram. It's a response, raw, unfiltered, and deeply personal, to a previous piece posted by Hadia Zen. Hadia had opened a chapter of vulnerability, painting a picture of her pain, and laying blame. And in response, Sheikh Hamdan, with measured grace and heartfelt candor, shared his truth, not to accuse, but to release. His words are not just poetry, they are a revelation. A window into the aftermath of love tainted by deceit. He begins with a quiet confession. I was naive, he writes, naive to think that silence would protect me. That time would unravel truth without my voice. But silence, he learned, is a double-edged sword. While he kept his dignity, she manipulated the silence, twisting it into guilt, into a weapon. And so, the story spun. At first, he ignored the whispers. They came like waves, soft at first, then crashing. He believed in time, believed that the truth needed no defense. But when strangers turned to critics, and friends started asking for explanations, he understood. A well-told lie, when repeated often, becomes a version of the truth, at least temporarily. She painted herself as the wounded, the misunderstood, the broken-hearted heroine. And he? The villain in her tragic romance. Even those closest to him faltered. They didn't question her inconsistencies. They questioned him. That's when he made a choice. To not play the game. To not argue. He walked away, not because he was defeated, but because he refused to engage in emotional warfare. The truth, he said, will echo even in silence, and so he waited. It was not easy. Every day, he carried the burden of being misunderstood. Every encounter with someone who believed her version stung like a fresh wound. But still, he chose growth over retaliation. Then came the turning point. One of her stories, so well rehearsed, so neatly constructed, fell apart under the weight of its own contradictions. It began subtly. A friend of hers mentioned something that didn't align with a previous tale. A casual remark exposed a crack. From there, the mask began to slip. Those who once defended her started asking questions. Her narrative didn't just fall apart, it unraveled thread by thread, lie by lie. It became evident. She didn't just twist the story about him. She lied about many others too. He never had to shout his truth. She revealed it for him, piece by piece, through her own unraveling. Still, she didn't stop. She couldn't bear losing control. She began tagging him in cryptic posts, sending him messages soaked in manipulation and carefully disguised regret. But Sheikh Hamdan had changed. He had grown past the point where her words could stir him. He saw through the dramatics, the faux sadness, the staged remorse. Her messages weren't cries for healing, they were tests. She wanted to know if she still had power over him. She didn't. He deleted her message. No reply. No engagement. Because peace is not found in conflict. It's found in letting go. The people who mattered had come back. The ones who believed in him now stood firmer, clearer, unshaken. He didn't need to fight anymore. She had already lost the battle by trying to keep it alive. But just when he thought it was over, she tried again. A new lie. A new version of the story, this time claiming he was the one who couldn't move on. A cruel twist of irony. He realized something crucial then. Some people aren't addicted to love. They're addicted to control. To them, being forgotten is the deepest wound. And she couldn't accept that she no longer held a place in his heart. So, he finally spoke up. Not with venom, not with rage, but with clarity. With evidence. With truth. He laid bare the inconsistencies, the manipulations, the messages. He didn't want sympathy. He didn't want revenge. He wanted his truth to breathe, just once. And it did. Those who doubted began to understand. Not because he begged them to, but because her own actions no longer made sense. Her victim act wore thin, and people saw the pattern, the cycles, the games, the emotional baiting. And then came silence, from her. She realized she had lost her audience. Her words, once powerful, now fell flat. The whispers had turned, and now they were about her. She was left facing the one person she could never deceive, herself. Meanwhile, Sheikh Hamdan moved on. He didn't carry anger. He carried wisdom. He had walked through betrayal, through heartbreak, through silence, and emerged stronger. He found peace not in proving her wrong, but in living right. In waking up free from the chaos, in choosing joy over bitterness. He wrote, "Indifference is the ultimate liberation. When you stop reacting, you win." And perhaps, that's the most powerful truth of all. Not every battle needs a warrior. Sometimes, the greatest act of courage is to walk away from the noise, and never look